Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Lonnie, what do we have behind us here? Why do I have a chimney? What's the backdrop today? Where are we at here? Where am I at this morning, Lonnie?
This is a picture by the Bigfoot Society for one thing, but this is Fort Mountain, the Stonewall Tower on top of Fort Mountain.
Stonewall Tower on the top of Fort Mountain. Well, we appreciate the pictures. Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're going to have Carla in here at 8:30. It'll be Carla's Corner at 8:30. A couple quick things. We have a caller starting up this morning. Jerry's here. We'll get him right in. Now, Cheryl Mills is the special liaison from the State Department to the Clinton Foundation. I mean, seriously, folks. They had their own special liaison. Hillary Clinton even lied to Barack Obama, the president. Now, whether you like the guy or not, she lied to him. He made her promise that she would not use the State Department and get it involved with the Clinton Foundation. Oh, no, I won't do that, I promise. Okay, she lied to the president. Now, she gave access to the State Department to these people all over the world, all over the world. If she becomes president, she'll give access to the White House, right? Access to everything. Everything's for sale. Seriously, folks. You know, the thing they can't deal with is they can't deal with Trump continues to tell the truth. He continues to tell the truth. And I tell you, I'm just going to put it straight up. Trump is hitting a home run when he looks and he appeals to the African Americans, also known as the blacks, okay, in the Spanish, Latino, whatever that is today. When he looks and says, "What the hell do you have to lose? What the hell do you have to lose to vote for me?" I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing the amount of African American vote that this guy gets. It's going to go. He is going to set records with the amount of vote, because this guy is actually saying the inner cities, there's so many of these inner cities that are worse than war zones in the country. I mean, in the world. War zones. And he's hitting a home run with that, folks. I'm telling you right now. Prince of Saudi Arabia gives $42 million to the foundation. It's all a big joke. But you'll be happy to know that Hillary can open a pickle jar. I'm serious. She goes on Jimmy Kimmel. We're talking about her health, so he takes her pulse, and they open a pickle jar. Obama's going to Louisiana today, but before we get started, we got Carla's Corner at 8:30. At 9 o'clock, George will be in here. We talk state and national news and opinion. And at 10 o'clock, the Scott Farrell Show. And then at 12 o'clock, Pickens Power Half Hour. We went down to Schottenkirk Ford last night, and we did episode 1 there of season 3, Pickens Power Half Hour, Dragon Talk with head coach Chris Parker. That'll be on noon today. But first, let me bring a caller in. Jerry, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We haven't heard from you in a while. Where you been?
Oh, just, you know, the polls was down, I was down. You know? Yeah, I go with the poll.
Wait a minute. Wait, turn his volume up a little bit. I think it might be a little low. Go ahead, Jerry. Do what now?
You got to understand something. I disappear, listen to this stuff come in for a while. The reason I called today is what you said. The Jimmy Kimmel thing, that's funny you said that, because, you know, she's talking about how boring her emails are.
Yeah, they're boring.
Boring. Man, you threw $30 million in my pocket, I wouldn't be bored not 1 minute. I have all kinds of things going on. I mean, a new boat, new car, whatever. I mean, it's amazing to me how, I don't know, they're dangerous people. It's not a joke no more. They're dangerous, very dangerous. I mean, State Department, do you realize, runs a government throughout the world. And you show me, last I checked, a lot of people in the world hates us. If it takes money to kill us, we're in trouble.
State Department.
We're in trouble. It just seems like the money is flying around crookedly. Look at the airplane loaded with foreign money lands. Okay? You turn around this lady, see, who knows what's going on? What in the world does Bahrain need to know about me? What do they need? They had the Little League World Series? What the heck they do? What good are they? Who are they? What do we need them for? Oil. What the heck, man? This is dangerous people. Very dangerous people.
Jerry,
but not even joke no more. Like you said about the pickle jar. Oh, you got to be kidding me. The American people, man, should be worried, not just don't like her. There's got to be more than a dislike. There's got to be a concern for your safety.
You know what? The State Department is the connection to our government to the world. That's what we use the State Department.
No doubt about it.
It is the connection to this government. But the reality is they are globalist, and they don't know what to do because Trump continues to tell the truth. And as long as Trump continues to tell the truth, they can't handle it. And I will say there's a groundswell of people out there that are not being polled. Okay, when they tell, now I just got to be straight. When these inner cities, when they say that Trump is only going to get so much percent of the black vote, who are they polling in the inner cities? Really? Because here's what they're not taking into account. You know, Jerry, there's a lot of black grandmothers in downtown Philadelphia that don't want to live on those dangerous streets anymore. And it's just the bottom line. And they know the truth of the inner cities. I think.
Funny you say that. I was thinking about that when this whole thing unfolded with him reaching out to the black vote. I said this all along. Trump's from New York City, born in Queens.
I said it yesterday.
Okay, I said this on your show for years, and I'm going to say something else on your show that I told you 2 years ago. Get ready for JFK, the airport. What did I tell you 2 years ago? And I know that on a personal basis. I know people live in Queens, okay? Didn't I tell you that JFK is vulnerable? I said, you what? What did you see a couple months ago? The airport doesn't have the security it needs for a terrorist attack. There you go. They more or less told the terrorists, guess what? You can blow up JFK. All right. You probably think, where am I? Just think about that. Didn't I tell you that how many years on your show?
Right.
Watch. That might go down for Trump for this election. I'm telling you, think I'm nuts. Just watch this. It might. So there's going to be so many things that Trump is dead on. Okay. Then you go back. He's right. What would it hurt the blacks to vote for Trump? What's it going to hurt them? What will it hurt them? I mean, really.
It won't.
It is a war zone out there. I mean, it's city after city, town after town that it's just like, I don't know. There's no structure no more. The inner city structure is the Clinton Foundation in a different way. It's running off the same set of rules, same set of crookedness.
Jerry, the Trump is telling the black community the truth. And he's not talking like Mitt Romney. I mean, Mitt Romney was, he was a little extra white. He was a little too white for the black community. Donald Trump is actually telling the black community the truth of what's really happening, and it's going to resonate. He is going to grow the black vote for the Republican Party.
Brian, all he has to do, if Kelly Clarkson or whoever she is, I've seen her around Conway.
Kellyanne Conway, she's doing a great job.
Very good. Now, what she needs to do, what he needs to do, to heck with her, because one thing you can't change is reality. They call it reality TV show, but you know what the reality is? He was born in Queens. He's New York. All he has to do is go in there and say, listen, I was born and raised in Queens, New York. I've been around the African-American community my whole life. Since birth, this lady has not. I know what you need. I know what's going on. I know what's happened to you, okay? I know what's happened to you. I'm in your corner. Enough is enough.
Jerry, watch his speech in Ohio yesterday.
That message. Wait, all you have to do is get out there with that message because he really was born there. He's really been raised there. If he gets out there with that message, he's good to go.
Jerry, he was his speech in Ohio yesterday. He is talking to the inner cities, and they know he's telling the truth. Okay, and no matter what people say, whether they like it or not, they call it racist. People are in the inner city today saying, you know what? The guy knows what he's talking about. He knows where we're at. Hillary does not. I mean, Hillary
let me give
said,
you a scenario of how the African American community, the black community is changing towards Trump a little bit. Base it on reality. Okay, I have a friend of mine. Her name is Karen. She works every day in Center City, Philadelphia. She's 49 years old. Every day, pantsuit. She goes to the administration building of a college. Okay, she works in administration. Liberal as can be, Democrat. Up one side, down the other, worship Hillary. You know what she says to me the other day? She's got a 26-year-old son, 26-year-old African-American son, and she said, and that she's struggling with, okay? And you know what she says to me just yesterday? Trump's really starting to make me think. Well, she says to me, Jerry, I said, I always call her mess around with her. You know, you always got to have one liberal friend. If you don't have a liberal friend, you won't succeed. Okay? You got to have one.
I have one. I
Yeah,
understand.
you got to have one. I said, Karen, you voting for Trump? You know what she says to me yesterday? I'm thinking about it now. I said, you serious? She goes, yeah, I like the way Trump handled Baton Rouge, and I like what he's saying. They're starting to like what he's saying. She hated Trump every day. See, I'll never vote for that crazy guy just yesterday. Because reality can't change, man.
Jerry,
Listen,
I listen to this.
She rides SEPTA, okay? Southeastern Philadelphia Transportation Association, okay? She rides it every day. She rides it downtown, gets off that city bus. She looks around. She knows that something is bad wrong in the Philadelphia she grew up in, the one that I knew the construction guys came out of.
Right.
Than it is today. She knows there's something wrong. Whether she likes Donald Trump or not, she knows that's not Philadelphia that she was a little girl grew up in. She knows that. She's
Well,
49
listen,
now.
let me give you a couple things I said yesterday where Donald Trump's concerned, and let me hear what you think. I said yesterday that one, don't interrupt me yet. I still believe Trump will win in a landslide. Still believe it. Two, if Trump loses, I admit right here on the camera, if Trump loses, I was wrong, period. That I will have to say I was wrong, bottom line. But the good thing is that if Trump wins, when he wins, I will have been right from day one. I did not come on board when I say I wasn't really endorsing him. I try to stay away from the total endorsement, but I do now. But I knew he was on this path from the time he came down the escalator, okay? The day he came down that escalator, I knew this guy was on the right direction, right path, and he was in sync of what was wrong and what was going on in this country. And I still believe that will resonate today. Pennsylvania, are we going to bring in Pennsylvania? I seen a thing this morning on I think a economic news website that I look at, and they did a whole scenario where Pennsylvania is going to be probably one of the biggest states in play this year.
Here's what has to happen in Pennsylvania, and I'm not one of the politicians like my sister. Okay, I'm going to tell you from what I would do. I'd get down into Philadelphia by a strong, right there, go into the belly of the beast. Always remember that, and gut it out. Go down there, and you tell that African community, you get you some kind of dig in North Philadelphia, and you tell that African community that you're on their side, and he will win Pennsylvania. If he don't, because Donald Trump likes to be in the comfort zone, which all people do, Brian. That's the nature of it, you know? Okay, if he don't, he won't. That's simple as that. There ain't no guessing game. There ain't no strategy to go here. Because if you go into on their territory, okay, into the belly of the beast, what better message to send than, here I am. I'm the guy here, just like he did in Baton Rouge. That's what started turning around, didn't it? They seen him there. Showed up there. Show up in Philadelphia. Get you something up there in North Philadelphia. I don't know, go visit the zoo.
Do you think
Can you go visit the North Philadelphia Zoo?
I think he will win Western Pennsylvania very strong, very strong.
But yet don't carry it. I just told you. Okay, you got to win. Go where you need to go. Go into Philly. Oh, he'll never win Philly. Well, he'll never win the state. Just you got to always remember you're looking for a portion of something. You got to go into Philadelphia. He goes into Philadelphia, he wins my state. You don't go into Philadelphia, you lose my state. And I think they're smart enough to get something down there, whether it's down here at the, one of the facilities down there, and get him a rally down there. And get some of the African-American community. They'll come out, Brian. There's good. Listen, I'm going to say this, and I ain't going to stay on here too long. Even with immigration, Brian, now, I'll tell you this. Reagan, good people will hang in there. that people will leave. A lot of them on their own, I think. I'm not a self-deportation. I'm not in Washington. Good people's good people. You understand what separates immigration from the refugees is a belief. Immigration is people. They immigrate into you. The Muslim thing is a belief. There's a whole different thing. I would be lighter on immigration. Let the good people go to work in the morning and round the rest up. Yeah, I'd round some up. I'd go round them up. You're bad, you got to go.
Do you know what
he said that too. Do you know what he said that was so direct? He said the guys, what did he say, the killers and this and that. He said, well, we round it up so fast it'll make their head spin. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
It'll make their head spin, Trump said. But what Trump's saying is, listen, the guy that's tying his work boots at 6 o'clock in the morning, taking his lunch pail, baked beans and rice and chicken to work this morning, okay? And is coming home at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and sitting his kids to the soccer field for practice, let him stay. But the guy that's down there on Watchung Avenue, Plainfield today with his pants falling down, I'm gonna round him up tomorrow morning. You gotta go.
I agree. Let me say something. I know you're going to agree with this, but you know one of the largest fears I have today for our country that I just can't get this across, and it just seems like the media obviously is not going to help. I am scared to death of Hillary Clinton, but I'm as equally concerned about Uma Abedin, okay, and Valerie Jarrett, and how the Muslim control, all right, how the Muslim control has taken over our White House and could continue to do so.
The
with
White
Uma.
House, you said it. Think about that. The
Yes,
White House.
Exactly.
The
Valerie
White
Jarrett
House.
is
George Washington did of this country. The government. What's the government's number one role? Protect us, keep us safe.
right.
Number one. That comes first, okay? And then all that, who stays, who goes, who does what, whether her emails are good or whether Clinton racked in the money. Keep us safe. Now, if you will go back, I don't single them out, but they've been out there. The Muslim religion definitely hates the Western world's way of life. I don't say an individual, but the Muslim religion.
Right.
I would have to hear and see them totally denounce their religion. Oh, Joe Scarborough would go nuts right now, but I'll tell you this. You would have to denounce it because your religion does not like our civilization.
Well,
Go look at history. They try to wipe out civilizations. They try to wipe us. They don't like our way of life. I don't care.
Valerie Jarrett's been in the White House for 8 years. Uma Abedin is dangerous, and there's something wrong that their top aides are Muslim. That's who their top aides are. This is not coincidental to me. And you know, we're sitting on right now. The State Department's warning that Iran seeks to capture U.S. citizens. Hey, Morning Joe. He had to. They had no choice. They had no choice at 6 o'clock this morning but to talk about these emails for 30 minutes. They had no choice. I think this is going to grow. I think it's going to get bigger. I think by the time the first debate comes into play, after that, there'll be no looking back. Donald Trump and a landslide.
I think Trump. Here's what's got to happen too in the African community. I go back there if you're looking for that vote. They don't care about email. They're not.
I agree.
Studying the email thing. Okay. They're studying the poverty, street by street, alley by alley killings in their cities on a regular basis. You cannot tell me, I don't care how they doctor it up, Dr. de Blasio, okay? You can't tell me that the homicide rate in the African community in this country, in every city that has at least 100,000 people, is on the rise massively. At least 100,000. We're not talking big cities today. Secondary cities is a killing field. The Eries of Pennsylvania, the Harrisburgs, Julie came last night. She's talking about how bad it is up in Flint and all them. Flint ain't no Chicago. All these cities, Brian, are
Yeah,
killing
the
fields.
small cities. We're thinking about Detroit and stuff. These are
Yeah.
small cities
No.
that are as dangerous.
Right.
Yes.
That are dangerous. And at one time, they probably were thriving. Like you said, there's some grandmothers and stuff that, you know. No, I'm with you. Well, listen,
Trump
I'll tell you
has to
this.
just keep saying, what the hell do you have to lose? And he just he's pounding at home every day.
And okay, the polls are coming up because, listen, until Trump came along, nobody would have ever complained about Obama getting there 3 or 4 days later to Louisiana. Or
That's
whatever.
right. That's right.
It wouldn't have mattered. It would have all been good. See, everything's been good that you've been told up to now, and here comes Donald Trump telling you.
No, it was more important to find out if this guy lied in Rio at a convenience store bathroom than to see about the 60,000 people and the 30,000 destroyed homes in Louisiana. You know, it was more important to the national media to find out if this guy in Brazil is telling the truth or not with a gold medal hanging around his neck at a convenience store bathroom drunk at 3 a.m. Who hasn't went to a convenience store bathroom drunk at 3 a.m. and trashed the place and got thrown out? I mean, that was national news for 5 days, right? Top news. Lockie had a gun pointed to his head. But we got these people down here. Nah, we're all messed up, Jerry. We're all messed up. All right, look.
We are messed up. Hey, listen. Clinton still to this day went to Baton Rouge.
No. She doesn't want to obstruct. She doesn't want to obstruct the cleanup efforts.
Do you really understand something that's blowing my mind? She don't campaign.
She don't care.
She don't care. There is no campaign.
She don't care, man.
They talk about how great her campaign is. And listen, all it is a bunch of crooks giving her a bunch of money to buy airtime. And the whole media onslaught just running the baton for her, passing it. Show me how she campaigns.
She doesn't campaign. We know that. She doesn't campaign.
She don't campaign.
She
don't go on and give us a good campaign. She don't hold press conferences. She don't go down to Baton Rouge and try to explain to those people why their houses are gone. She don't go there and say, "Here, have a Lunchable."
Hey, the best picture in America last week. Best picture in America last week is Franklin Graham, Donald Trump, and Mike Pence.
All right, I'm going to say this real quick, and then I got to go.
All right, let's go.
There's been one thing that I wanted to see out of Donald Trump, and I'm going to say this on the show. More than anything, I would love to see Donald Trump accept Christ. Okay? I'm not saying he did or didn't. I'm not his judge, but absolutely point blank. Now, if you're hanging around Franklin Graham long enough, you're going to get a haircut. Okay? Well, Frankie might get him. That would be the greatest thing. Now, would that make that to me would be awesome.
Well,
I say this way back when. I said, you become the company you keep now. It's just a matter of time that Donald Trump will have to say, look, Frankie, you got to get out of here. You wearing on me with that Bible stuff, okay?
They got to figure out.
You ain't going to have to cut Frankie and Frankie loose or something, or you're going to have to accept what Frank says.
On a daily basis, the Clinton campaign has to deal with how do we handle the truth today? How do we counter-react to the truth that's coming out? The emails. How do we counter-react Donald Trump telling the truth about inner cities?
You know who she should take down here to Baton Rouge if she wants to win the African-American vote hands down?
Who?
Take all them mothers you had at the DNC. Take them down here.
Take all the.
Passing out Lunchable.
I got to go. Later, man.
Right.
Get out of here. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
I haven't heard from Jerry in a long time. Talked to him. He said he wanted to say hello, and I always have to let Jerry say hello. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. That's a little different direction than I wanted to go, but Cheryl Mills, I'm very concerned. Cheryl Mills was a direct connection from the State Department to the Clinton Foundation. Emails, phone records, voicemails, emails. The corruption is so deep. Now what they're saying is if the voicemails, the emails altered policy, if policy okay, if policy was changed, this is a big deal. I actually heard this on NBC. If the emails and anything she did altered policy, folks in the Clinton Cash, is it the Ericsson Communications Company? Aren't they out of Ireland or wherever they're at? Somewhere? A Scottish company or something? We were ready to put sanctions, okay, technological sanctions on Iran. This is true. We had sanctions on Iran. We were getting ready to put these technological sanctions on Iran to make sure that companies did not sell technology, communications, phone systems to Iran, okay? Those sanctions were getting ready to go into place, all right? Major donation went into the Clinton Foundation from the Ericsson Corporation. Don't believe me, look it up, okay? And immediately, a week later, Hillary Clinton did a press conference and said that companies should govern themselves and not do business with a terrorist-connected state like Iran. Sanctions went out the window, okay? Altered policy, okay? Hillary Clinton signed off on the environmental impact studies for the Keystone Pipeline. Read it yourself, look it up. After her husband got paid for some speeches up in Canada, list goes on. Corruption at the highest level. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have Carla in here, Carla's Corner. And then at 9 o'clock, George and I will talk state and national at 9 o'clock with George. And at 10 o'clock, Scott Farrell Show right here on FYN TV. And then Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk. Lonnie, take us to break.